The IMF is changing its voting structure to give emerging economies a greater voice in the institution, reflecting their growing role in the global economy. The IMF is also increasing the voting power of low-income countries, given the important relationship it has with these countries.
Before the reform, broadly, the advanced countries represented 60% of the voting rights, and the emerging and low-income country 40%. Let's imagine that the target could be 50-50. There's no big rationale behind this, just that it may appear to a lot of people as correct target. Then it means that we need to shift 10%, to take 10% to advanced countries, to give 10% to low-income and emerging countries. And if that's the target, then what we did in this first move is 27% of this 10%, 2.7, as you know, which have been shifted.
Many emerging markets will see a rise in their voting share, reflecting their increased weight in the world economy. China, Korea, India, Brazil, and Mexico will receive the greatest increases. Low-income countries will also benefit from the reform through a tripling of basic votes that all members receive. Their voice in the IMF will be protected so that they continue to have a strong say in the institution, which plays an important advisory and financing role for these countries. Indeed, of the IMF's 185 members, the voting shares of 135 will increase. In addition, African members will be able to appoint 2 additional alternate directors.
L'important ici, c'est que tous les pays ont contribué à trouver une solution. Ceux qui avaient plus de voix ont décidé de céder certaines de ces voix au bénéfice de ceux qui avaient peu de voix. Et ça, c'est une chose qui est extrêmement importante.
While the shifts in voting shares are small, they're nonetheless significant.
The IMF will so be the first institution created after World War II in the environment of the United Nations, which will prove able to reform itself. It will be the first deep reform in a UN institution.
The change in voting power is not the end of reforming country representation at the IMF, but rather the beginning. Country representation will need to adjust to future changes in the global economy. The new agreement, which has received wide backing from the membership, provides that realignments of quota and voting shares will take place every 5 years. So the agreement is dynamic, not static.
We have to judge this reform not only by its immediate results, but looking at the result that will be delivered during the coming 5, 10, 15 years.